Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Huge news just dropped today for Camry and Avalon fans. You guys are finally getting all-wheel drive. But what about the Lexus ES? I'll see you guys on the other side and let's get into it. Over at the Toyota newsroom, get a grip. Toyota introduces new Camry and Avalon all-wheel drive sedans. No one really expected this, at least I didn't, and I know a little bit about Toyota and Lexus, and this is something I did not see. Developed and assembled in the US exclusively for North America. You guys will not be seeing this outside of the United States and Canada. Available standalone option on most model grades. Exemplary fuel efficiency with the 202 horsepower engine, and then shared TNGA technology from the RAV4. This is the first time all-wheel drive has been on the Camry since 1991. The Toyota developed dynamic torque control all-wheel drive system will be available as a standalone option on the Camry LE, XLE, SE, XSE, and on the Avalon XLE and limited grades. Of course, this is going to be assembled exclusively at the manufacturing plant in Kentucky. Both the Camry and Avalon all-wheel drive get a high-efficiency 2.5 liter double overhead cam 4-cylinder engine teamed with an 8-speed direct shift automatic transmission. Exactly what you see currently in the vehicles, and also in the new RAV4 has this motor as well. Most Camry all-wheel drive grades have 202 horsepower, while the XSE all-wheel drive and Avalon all-wheel drive have a 205 horsepower with the dual exhaust. So it's a nice little bonus. These vehicles can direct up to 50% of engine torque to the rear wheels in response to acceleration from a start or slippage at the front wheel. So essentially this is the exact same technology Lexus has been using in all of its, well, and Toyota has been using in all of its all-wheel drive SUVs and crossovers. I shouldn't say all SUVs, things like the 4Runner, the GX and the LX, those things are definitely a little bit different system, but in terms of the crossovers, this is the same type of system that they've been using. Front wheel drive bias, but capable of sending power to the rear wheels. So they go on to say the flexibility and components of the TNGA platform, specifically the Camry and Avalon's TNGA platform, allow the team to develop all-wheel drive versions in-house with improved efficiency. They talk about how it uses a modified version of the RAV4 setup. This required floor structure modifications plus the use of an electronic parking brake and saddle-style fuel tank with an optimized capacity for all-wheel drive models rather than the flat-style tank in the front-wheel drive models. The transformation to all-wheel drive just adds 165 pounds over the Camry front-wheel drive, while the Avalon all-wheel drive weight is similar to that of its front-wheel drive V6 siblings or offerings. So the Camry all-wheel drive will be a model year 2020, arrive at dealerships in early spring, so expect March, April timeframe. The Avalon all-wheel drive model year will be a 2021 and go on sale next fall. So I stopped on over at the Lexus newsroom as well, and guess what? I did not see anything about the ES 350 or any of its counterparts to be able to be equipped with this all-wheel drive. It is absolutely possible for them to do this. The Avalon is produced side by side in Kentucky with the Lexus ES. It's very frustrating, extraordinarily frustrating, if they don't announce it, and they might not, and they might not come out with it, that the ES all-wheel drive might not be happening until, well, I know it's happening, but it's probably not going to happen until as a 2022 model. So the Avalon will be getting it a year earlier and the Camry a year and a half earlier. This is frustrating because all-wheel drive is definitely one of those features that luxury buyers look for. They want to have that. The ES would probably increase its sales 50%. I'm not kidding. I bet their sales would go up 50% if they had all-wheel drive in the ES. But Lexus and Toyota have decided to put that in their Toyota counterparts, which is great. I'm not complaining about that. I'm super excited about that. I was never expecting them to put all-wheel drive in those vehicles this soon. I mean, eventually it was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting it within a year from now. But what do you guys think? Are you excited? Are you frustrated that we're not getting any news on the ES all-wheel drive? We know it's going to happen, but it's probably going to be more so in a hybrid variant than a traditional crossover type all-wheel drive system like we see in the RAV4 and the Lexus NX. If we do see the all-wheel drive ES, don't expect it to have this 2.5 liter inline 4 that we see in a ton of Toyota products. Lexus doesn't actually use that motor unless it's like in the NX hybrid. They use a variant of it. Well, and in the ES hybrid, of course. But all the other vehicles in the Lexus lineup don't use that 2.5 liter where Toyota uses extensively. So could they use the V6? Absolutely. They need to have the V6. It would make the most sense because the Avalon, oh, you want the Avalon all-wheel drive? Well, you have to give up the V6 and get the 4-cylinder. That's kind of a bummer, to be honest, but they're like, oh, well, how about this? If you want the V6 all-wheel drive, you're gonna have to get the luxury counterpart, which is the Lexus ES. That would make the most sense to me. Why we don't have a confirmation that is alongside this Camry and this Avalon, I don't know. It's like I said, guys, I'll see you in the comments below on this one. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.